2024 is already starting with some big gaming news. I got the roundup for you with leaks for a new state of play, hints at what's next for the Hogwarts Legacy studio, but let's start with Xbox, because they got a big showcase coming on January 18th. And this is where they will finally reveal the Indiana Jones game with more than 10 minutes of game and developer insights, and this will include the first gameplay trailer, info about the story, and also how fans will actually play as Indy. And that line in particular makes me think that it might not be a third-person Uncharted or Tomb Raider game at all, while if you think about what would an Indiana Jones game be, you would probably immediately think that. But yeah, this Indiana Jones game is made by Machine Games, the studio best known for the recent Wolfenstein titles. I'm not counting Youngblood, but of course the New Order and the sequel were really great. And here we of course take out the same enemy faction. I don't want to mention it for YouTube reasons, but of course, we do that in first person, so maybe this Indiana Jones game will be a first person shooter as well. Todd Howard, who's actually a producer on the game, already said that it will be a unique genre mashup, so maybe it will have like third person exploration and climbing sections, and then when we get into combat, it switches to a first person view. Of course, curious to hear your theories in the comments down below. In the short teaser trailer, we already saw a book called Ancient Circle, and well, the official title of the game seems to be Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. Lucasfilm namely registered several domains for that name, as found by Curacassis. And it's by the way an Xbox and PC exclusive, although that doesn't mean it won't come to PlayStation as well, but more on that a little later. And seems like this game will already be releasing in 2024 according to Insider Gaming, who has been right many times, and it makes sense, like why otherwise include it in a January livestream, also because the other games that will be at the show are also for 2024. And I'm ready to get more excited for this game, because on paper an Elder Scrolls style game from Obsidian, so basically what the Outer Worlds was for Fallout, sounds great, but so far I'm not like super excited, but I hope that changes. Aura History Unfold will also be showcased, a new game made by veterans behind Civilization 5, so big for fans of that strategy genre. And Ninja Theory will take us behind the scenes at their studio in Cambridge to give us some insight on how they're crafting Senua's Saga Hellblade 2. And I think it's fine that they show more of this game, but it feels like we've already seen enough behind the scenes footage. Like, show us a raw gameplay portion or something that hopefully blows us away. That would be way more ideal, and of course a release date. Like, we can't go with another showing without a date. What if it is shadow dropped after the show? Like, that would I think be huge and actually really benefit the game that right now could use the extra hype, and having it suddenly be out I think will cause way more people to check it out on Game Pass. I don't think it will happen though. Hellblade 2 seems to be too big of a game, but there is totally a possibility that we see something shadow dropped, as last year during the developer direct, Hi-Fi Rush was shown for the first time and released a few hours later. Rumor now is that Double Fine will shadow drop their new game that they've actually been working on before Psychonauts 2 came out, and that would be a great candidate, as those titles usually remain a bit under the radar. Now let me know what you hope to see and are expecting from this event, and we will be live reacting. I will leave a link to the stream in the pinned comment with a countdown timer so you can set a reminder, and I hope you will watch with us. And high chance we're getting a state of play as well. I will go over that and way more news, of course. A like on the video would really help me out, and subscribe because I post one of these news roundup videos every Sunday. So let's look at this news, because a very reliable reporter Jeff Grubb said during a recent stream that a state of play is coming in a few weeks. And it really makes sense, because these shows are usually part of marketing agreements with publishers, and there are quite a lot of big games coming out very soon that could use the extra push, like Suicide Squad that has been featured in State of Plays before, Sony's own Helldivers 2 that just got a new PC trailer by the way, and that actually got me more interested in the game, thanks to the more varied enemies we saw, like robots, and the fact that there are bases we can probably take over. But as the first PlayStation Studios game that is launching on PS5 and PC day one, it did get some pushback, as of course on PC you will not have to pay for online, while on PlayStation 5 you do need PlayStation Plus. Like, that's of course nothing new, but it is kinda weird that a PlayStation game is like way more expensive to play on PlayStation, so PC actually got the cheaper and better version. Other games we could see in this state of play are of course Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, that is launching in 7 weeks from now. I can't wait. And also Foam Stars, the other Square Enix game. Totally not inspired by Splatoon. It had some positive buzz by the way, but it could use another push as well, and it should still be out in early 2024. We also really need to see more of Rise of the Ronin before that March 22nd release date, and this state of play will likely be the final big stage that the game will get. And now that we know that Stellar Blade is coming in 2024, having an update on that with maybe a release date would make sense. Silent Hill 2 remake should be coming soon as well. Just like the New Game Plus update for Spider-Man 2. Any moment now, with maybe even free DLC, would of course be cool to announce that, just like the date for the Horizon Forbidden West Complete Edition for PC. They did drop a new trailer confirming a DLSS 3 support. Like, I don't know how much better this game can look, but it seems that the PC version is going to push it even further. Also, a new DualSense controller got leaked thanks to Best Buy Canada. It's called the V2 DualSense, and the big thing is that it includes a 12-hour battery life on a full charge, which is almost double that of the regular DualSense, making it comparable to the PS4 controller, which is pretty big. And it might just fully replace the old DualSense controllers, as 90 Canadian dollars for this V2 is the same price as they are asking for the regular controllers right now. Although it is worth noting that this version 2 controller also has a charging station included, which offers easy click-in charging. Like, I don't see Sony offer a better controller with a charging station for the same price. So I'm not sure if the price is right, but still a high chance that this upgraded DualSense is coming, like Best Buy Canada won't make that up. So also a perfect announcement for the state of play. Anything else you hope to see? Like, I'm not expecting big reveals like Ghost of Tsushima 2, that will probably be saved for a PlayStation showcase in the summer. I will of course keep you posted if that is happening. And Sony also did a presentation a few weeks ago at CES where they revealed that they had a record of 123 million monthly active users in December 2023, and they also showed a potential new pedal pong game that looked pretty cool. And we also got a quick look at the Gravity Rush movie, but that looked kinda bad. So it's kinda weird that Sony chose to highlight these two things at CES, but they did. Okay. What we also learned this week is that Hogwarts Legacy was just a start, as there are a series of other things that are currently unannounced and will let the fans be part of this world and stories and characters in deeper and deeper ways. And this according to the Warner Bros. Interactive Entertainment president David Haddad. And this next to that PvP Quidditch Champions game that is in beta right now, so could be launching soon. But yeah, the deeper and deeper ways kinda sounds like a live service style game to me. And even though Hogwarts Legacy as a single player only title without any DLC sold 22 million copies, with 2 million in December alone, which is crazy, almost a year after launch. Like, even with it being the best-selling game of 2023, it did not convince Warner that they should make more one-and-done single-player games, but they instead want to turn all their biggest franchises into live service games. I would love an Assassin's Creed Odyssey or Valhalla-style model for a game like Hogwarts Legacy, where they add free post-launch content and maybe some big expansions, while keeping it single-player only. I totally think that that could work, and then sure, have some optional item packs with special gear that people can buy if they want. But I'm afraid that Warner is thinking more in the realm of a GTA Online style game, but set in Hogwarts, which could totally be huge, but I'm not sure if the overall narrative focus of the series works in a co-op setting. And I also think that you then appeal to a different group of players, like Hogwarts Legacy sold so well, also because it wasn't easy to pick up a single player game, even for people that normally don't play a lot of games. So yeah, what do you hope to see from these unannounced Harry Potter titles? I'm still holding my fingers crossed for like Hogwarts Legacy DLC. I think that could be awesome, but let me know in the comments down below. And yes, I already mentioned it, but big Xbox games are coming to PlayStation and Nintendo Switch as well. One of them is Hi-Fi Rush, that again was shadow dropped last year in January. It now got rated for PS4 and Nintendo Switch. So it's probably coming to PS5 as well. Like, games don't get rated if they are not in the works. So this big, as Hi-Fi Rush now has an 87 on Metacritic, and I would love to play it on my PlayStation Portal, so hope it's true. The other game that is very likely coming to PlayStation 5 and maybe even Switch, according to very reliable reporters, is Sea of Thieves. Maybe even in early 2024 already, which would mean bad news for Skull and Bones. Like Sea of Thieves, of course, does have the full pirate fantasy where you can actually leave your ship, and it will probably have way more content and features at the PS5 launch, and probably for a lower price than Skull and Bones. But yeah, I think Microsoft is making a smart bet here, like everyone on Xbox or PC that wanted to try these games already did at this point, and others will just never care. So getting money from people on other platforms I think is nice. While for Xbox owners, playing these games is way cheaper thanks to Game Pass, and they of course also got to play the game way before everyone else. It's kind of similar to the PlayStation PC strategy. Release the game later on PC to get a ton of almost free money, and then maybe hope that for the sequel they will buy a PlayStation to get that game. But yeah, for PlayStation it does not make sense to release their games on Xbox because they need exclusives to have people buy a PlayStation. While Microsoft wants to get as many Game Pass subscribers as possible, and putting their games on other platforms is a nice add. Hey, want to get a better deal on those games? Buy a Game Pass subscription. So I really would not rule it out that Starfield, maybe even Hellblade 2, Indiana Jones come to PlayStation after a year or longer after release. Like then they get a bigger return on investment, which they can then put into making new Xbox games that those players can play day one on Game Pass and before anyone on PlayStation or Switch. I'm curious, like I saw some Xbox fans not happy about this. I'm curious to hear your take, of course, in the comments down below. Now this coming week we will have the launch of The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered. I'll be streaming it, likely the Lost Levels and the roguelite mode on the 16th, so I hope you will join for that. Prince of Persia is also launching. The demo is out right now if you want to try it. It got some really great review scores. I've been playing it and really liking it so far as well, so maybe some coverage this week on that. Maybe another Suicide Squad video. It's gonna be a good one, and we will have the Xbox Direct that we'll react to, and way more videos with, of course, a news roundup at the end of the week on Sunday as well. So subscribe to not miss it. A like on the video would really help me out, and check out my video going in depth on what you can expect from PS5 in 2024 by clicking on the screen. I'll speak to you very soon. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.